So, Power Rangers Universe Issue 5, the penultimate issue of this limited run, telling the origins of the Phantom Ranger, the Morphin Masters, and a bunch of other stuff in the Power Rangers lore. And to be honest, I've got mixed feelings about this issue. I didn't hate it, and I didn't get mad at it. There was just some stuff in there that I feel like they're kind of rushing to get to the finale, and seeing what was at the final page where we kind of see how the Phantom Ranger looks the way he does, it feels like it's going to be an anticlimactic battle, and I'll get into that right away. So the issue ends with the Morphinaut sort of getting possessed by Dark Spectre to save the Squadron Rangers, and it has the Morphinaut going from his white form that we've seen the entire run to the black Phantom Ranger suit we know from the TV show. And the whole reason why I find this kind of anticlimactic in my own opinion is because if you've seen Turbo, you've read Unlimited Power, Edge of Darkness, we kind of know what happens to the Phantom Ranger. So thinking that he's going to get killed or sort of being left for dead, we kind of know he's going to show up later on in the story, thousands of years later. So I feel like having a fake out ending where the students or the Morphin Masters in training or the Squadron Rangers have to kill the Morphinaut or the Phantom Ranger to save him from Dark Spectre feels kind of cliche, because we know the dude's going to be alright in the end, but there's a lot of other things I kind of wish we got to explore in this comic, and I feel like we spent too long on certain things here and there. Like Dark Spectre. Dark Spectre was this looming threat in Power Rangers universe, like they had to stop Dark Spectre. Now he's finally showed up. It would have been cool if we saw him later down the line in the comic, like a couple of issues ago, to see what kind of a threat he is, but we spent most of the time focusing on this sort of follower of Dark Spectre that was possessed, and we find out who this character was in this issue. And we find out that the character that we've been fighting the whole time was a friend of the Morphinaut called Chendal. And my main problem with this reveal is it's a cool twist, but there's no emotional impact from seeing this twist because we knew nothing about Chendal. We barely spent any time with this character. We saw them show up in a couple of panels at the start of this issue's run, and that's about it. We didn't even know they were missing. We didn't even know where they went. We didn't even know they became this character or if there was any hints or teasers. So it's kind of out of left field. And it does sort of explain why the Morphinaut works alone, because he doesn't want to lose anyone else close to him. But there could have been some kind of build up for this reveal instead of it coming out of nowhere. And because it's the final issue, or not the final issue, the second last issue, it feels like the reveal is kind of rushed, and that's what I'm upset about with that reveal. I mean, I would have been fine if this fiery demon person was some kind of grunt in the end, but seeing how it's a character that we barely spent any time with or we barely know, that just feels like the payoff isn't there for me. And I know there's some kind of emotional weight for the Phantom Ranger or the Morphinaut because it's their long-lost friend and they're finally reunited with him, but that character was such a shut-in, like I mentioned earlier. We barely knew anything about him because he didn't talk about his old team or his old life. We just knew that this character was shrouded in mystery, and they're a big mystery, and now that there was some kind of mystery puzzle piece put in place for us, I just don't think the emotional weight or the gut punch is there for me as a reader. And I'm sure some people are going to get a kick out of this and like this moment and find it very, very nice, but for me, I'm just like, we barely knew this character that he saved, and I don't feel anything. And then you've got that scene near the end of the comic where our heroes are possessed by Dark Spectre, and their designs look really cool because they've got these dark glowing eyes, they've got these like fiery veins going across their face. Their designs look really cool in this moment, I will say that. I will give props to the artist. Their designs here do look really cool when they're sort of turning evil and turning on each other. But it's kind of that cliche where our heroes turn evil and they turn on each other, they talk about each other's flaws and stuff like that. They're about to rip each other apart, and then someone does something heroic to save them, which is what the Morphinaut does when he gets possessed by Dark Spectre, making him have that Phantom Ranger design. Alright, so that was almost 5 minutes of me bitching about this one issue, so I probably scared you guys away or made you really angry and you've clicked off this video because we had different opinions about this one issue. But I've got some nice things to say about it, and that is we finally get to see the Die Ranger suits in action, because last month's cliffhanger was the Die Ranger powers being activated, and in this issue, the first couple of pages, we see these powers in action, and the fight scenes drawn here are really great. I do like them, and I get the feeling we're going to see more of that next month in the finale, but what we got to see here was pretty good. Now, the question that everyone's been asking is, what's the situation with the Zords, because Die Ranger suits, Thunder Zords, and stuff like that? No idea. I don't think we're going to get any Zord action in this comic. It's just going to be Ranger action. But I hope we finally get an answer what the Black Ranger is based on. It kind of looks like some kind of mythical bird. I'm not sure. I'm hoping eventually social media or someone like maybe the writer or someone answers what the suit was based on. Hopefully Boom Studios answers that eventually, or the writer of the comic answers that eventually. But either way, the fight scenes were really cool, and I can't wait to see more of his powers later down the line. And now that they're in the comics, we can probably get some Lightning Collection figures of these characters, so that'd be cool as well. We can finally get some Die Ranger merch later down the line. And although I had some negative opinions about this issue, don't let it sour your mood, don't let it ruin your day. I'm sure later down the line I'll probably change my opinion on this issue, especially when I read it in trade back form and I can read it like in one binge sitting back to back. So maybe I'll have different opinions about this issue later down the line once I read it again. Who knows? But I didn't outright hate it. I just had small nitpicks and problems that I didn't really vibe with when I read this issue. So, like I said, it wasn't terrible. I had some story problems with it, and that's probably because how short the issue is and how quickly it's going to wrap up being only 6 issues. So, I feel like there might be some kind of pacing problem with the story. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, guys, what did you think of Power Rangers Universe issue 5? Tell me in the comment section down below. How do you think this comic run is going to end? I'd like to hear predictions on that as well. But with that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. Thanks for watching. Special thanks to all the Patreon supporters and YouTube members such as Swaggerfort and Andrew McCoyle. If you want to get your name shouted out like these guys over here, hit the join button or become a YouTube member for special perks and stuff like that on the channel. With that said, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day or night. Bye.